Hey everybody, Michael here from Replica Airguns with another field test shooting video. Today we're looking at the ASG 1911 US-C, and this is a blowback CO2 BB pistol with a new type of mechanism. It has a different type of magazine and system than I've ever reviewed, and so check out my tabletop video where I go into more details on that. But essentially what it has is, it's not a full blowback, it's a partial blowback, but it does have this little mechanism on the top of the magazine, which you'll find on some partial blowback CO2 BB guns, which pushes a BB out. So this little mechanism pushes the BB out of the magazine into the breech and kind of locks everything in place and seals everything off. Typically, the trigger is doing all the work of pushing this. So your trigger, when you pull the trigger, it's more like a double action trigger that pushes this forward and locks it in place. So that requires a little bit of extra finger pressure and finger pull, and also a longer trigger. In this case, I believe what's happening is the slide coming forward locks or moves the mechanism forward and locks it in place. So you don't have to have that long double action type trigger. So on this gun, we have more of a single action, short, light trigger that's more typical of a 1911. So I'm hoping we're gonna kind of get the best of both worlds, really nice trigger, but a little higher velocity and a little bit more rounds per CO2. So right now we're gonna check out the velocity and see if that in fact is true, and then I'm going to test out the accuracy. So hopefully we're going to get good velocity results and decent accuracy, right? That's the whole goal of this, is to see how well this gun performs. Okay, we'll move this just a little bit there. There we go. Okay, so interesting. We got some BBs in here. We're going to put them through now on the target. 361. 389, 379, 373, and that's 366. So just going to put the safety on. So we're in the I'd say 375-ish. I'll put the average up there for the 5 shots. That's kind of what we were expecting. I was expecting, because typically a full blowback 1911, like the next one I'm going to actually review this week, like this barrel one, is typically with the full blowback, it's going to get like in the just above 300 up to maybe 330. So to hit 375, we're definitely getting higher velocity than the standard full blowback BB pistols that I've been reviewing, these 1911s, over the years. But that said, probably going to get more shots as well. Just it does have a little bit less blowback. We'll get a little bit more into that later. But let's test out the accuracy shooting from 30 feet downrange. All right, let's get right to the accuracy portion. I'm interested to see if this shoots as well as it, accuracy-wise, as it does with FPS, considering it is a blowback BB pistol, and it got around 370 to 380. We can't remember. I'll know more once I calculate that later, but right around, I'd say 375 FPS, which is a good 75 FPS faster than the standard 1911s from KWC. So let's get right to it. Might not have loaded one, because I just put the magazine in. Nothing happening. Okay. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should be one more. Oh, that's it. Okay, that might have been 9 shots. Might have had a weird thing going on there with the magazine there, just because. Oh. Well, that one's off. That shut down on me. I'm not really sure, but we're back in business here. Might be a battery issue, but we're back in business. Didn't see that, but now I'm up here, so we can record this. So interesting, we did, we had that weird magazine feeding issue. Not sure what happened there. Sometimes, I think because the slide activates that mechanism that pushes the BB in, you don't really want to take the slide out until you've exhausted all the rounds. If you take the slide out, or sorry, the magazine out to reload the magazine, you might encounter some weird feeding problems because you might already have a BB loaded in the breech area because of the way that this gun works. It doesn't happen from the trigger pull, it happens from the slide coming forward. So keep that in mind. Once you load this up, I would suggest just shoot the whole magazine before you don't pull it out and reload it. I did that because I shot some initial rounds for the chronograph, then I wanted to top it up to 10 rounds, and I pulled the magazine out. So that can be an issue. Okay, so don't do that. Other than that, let's take a look at the accuracy. About a 2-inch grouping. It shot pretty good, a little low, just slightly to the right. You know, I was aiming just under the bullseye, so it's not too far off. And decent accuracy, I would say. I mean, if you're shooting pop cans from 30 feet away, you could hit them all day long. You might want to, with this particular gun, and they're all a little different out of the box. With this one, you'd probably aim just slightly high at the top of probably at the top of the can, and you'll hit it all day long. But a nice gun, it works really well. The trigger's actually reasonable, not as light as a KWC 1911, but definitely short like a true 1911 and fairly light. I'd call it more of a little bit heavier 1911 trigger, but definitely totally usable. You know, you could shoot rapid fire with this really quickly because it's got such a short trigger. The FPS is quite good. You know, I'm not going to say this is my favorite 1911 out there. I might want to shoot a bit more, get used to it, but it's got a snappy blowback action. It's not crazy heavy, but it's enough to feel it. It shoots pretty consistently. Again, don't take the magazine out between reloads. Just, you know, shoot it all, then load it up, put a new one in. You should be just fine. Worked really well. Other than that, shot well, you know, accuracy was good. I don't know what more to say. Other than buy it, if you like it, what you see here today, buy it at the Canadian Replica Airgun store over at replicairguns.ca for Canada, replicairguns.us for the US. I'll put links in the description as long as I have them. Not sure if I have them, but I will in the future if you're watching this down the road. If not, just do a little search at either store and check it out. Also buy their products, air guns, BB guns, airsoft guns, pellet guns, blank guns, and other accessories at either one of those stores. And check out the blog over at replicairguns.com for posts, articles, and reviews. All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next time, take care.